Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Theo Vonn had Donald Trump on. They started talking about cocaine. They were discussing opioids when Trump asked Theo Vonn, who is in recovery from cocaine but not opioid addiction, how he'd gotten addicted to drugs himself. Vonn said, "I would just do cocaine." Trump laughed and remarked, "That's down and dirty, right?" He also asked if Vonn still takes cocaine or if it became too much to handle. Theo said some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it, too. "I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic or something." Trump was curious. "So the thing you go back to then is alcohol for the most part?" Theo said, "Yeah, but what I probably want is cocaine, but I know if I have a drink, that'll give me, it'll be like, all right, if I had a drink, then I could do this." Trump asked, "Is cocaine a stronger up?" Vonn said, "Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying? You'll be out on your own porch." Trump jumped in and said, and that's a good feeling? And Theo Vonn said, "No, it's horrible." Trump, "So it's not even good during what would normally be the good time, in other words? So why would you do it? You think you're controlling it?" And Vonn said, "Yeah, and then you're go-kart racing with hookers and stuff. It gets bad." During the interview, Trump attributed his own aversion to alcohol to some advice he'd gotten from his brother decades ago. "I had a great brother who taught me a lesson: don't drink." Trump's older brother, Fred, died in 1981 at age 42 from a heart attack that his family said stemmed from alcoholism. Trump told Theo that Fred was a great guy. He was a handsome, very handsome guy. I admired so much about him. He had so much going. He had the look. He had unbelievable personality. Somewhere along the line, it happened. All of a sudden, it's not unique. It's a very common story, unfortunately. And then the family would see it and start to notice it. It didn't get better. I would say that if I did drink, I could conceivably be the type of personality that would have, like you, have a problem. He was wise in a sense. Think of it. He got this problem, and it was very important for him to convey to me to not have the problem. And I couldn't have been successful if I had that problem. He had a great talent for flying. He was a pilot. But ultimately, he had to give that up because of the alcohol. He had to give that up, which was a hard thing for him to do. But he had to give that up. Excited? Did you take the week off like I did to watch Adam Sandler's special tomorrow? It's out on Netflix. Can't wait. Sandler told Vulture, "Before we did the show, I did a set at the Hayworth in L.A. with no monitors, no nothing. I just went up there with a guitar and did it all. The jokes are nice when they're just jokes." Josh Safdie, who directed it, said, "We had to sell that the monitors didn't work, so we built a venue where that would make sense. We wanted to make it look like it had been there for 60 years, had a real vibe." John Turturro said it was like hanging out in his friend's basement and laughing at his funniest friends. Adam Sandler's Love You, a little over 70 minutes. Oh, that's awesome. It had to be cut down from more than 3 hours of footage from 6 shows. Performed at this purposely ramshackle spot where the mayhem could come at any moment. That means not only are we getting 70 minutes of hilarious Adam Sandler comedy, there's like 2+ hours of unreleased footage. Maybe we can get a Blu-ray with some extras. Maybe they could make 3 more specials out of this. Boy, the world's going to get all this Adam Sandler outtakes. Imagine how exciting the stuff that didn't make the special, how great that stuff must be. I can't wait. Jimmy Carr, whose comedy I enjoy a lot, is set to host a UK version of Last One Laughing for Prime Video. In The Last One Laughing, Jimmy Carr will challenge 10 of the UK's top comedians to make each other laugh, with the last one to laugh crowned the winner. The press release says, famous for his dark humor, one-liners, and that laugh, Jimmy Carr challenges 10 of Britain's funniest comics to spend the day together without so much as cracking a smile. Over the course of the series, they will use every ounce of their comedic talents to try and break their opponents without cracking up themselves. There have been 20 international versions of this, including France, Germany, and Italy. Rebel Wilson hosts the Australian version. I think from memory, didn't Trevor Noah do a version of this too? Carr said, "I'm thrilled to be making Last One Laughing UK with Prime Video. It's sure to deliver, and if it doesn't, it will leave the fun with your neighbors. Usually when I make a TV show with 10 brilliant comics, I'm expecting everyone to have a bloody good laugh, but not in this series. The Last One Laughing wins. It's a great format, and it's been a huge hit around the world. I can't wait to see who cracks up first." Alana Glazer has a new comedy special coming to Hulu, this one called Human Magic. It was taped at the Elgin and Winter Garden Theatre Center in Toronto in May. Hulu stepping it up. So now we have specials. They're going to do one a month. So we have Jim Gaffigan, Bill Burr, Roy Wood Jr., and now Alana Glazer. That's exciting. More bad news from Christina P. She explained on her podcast that she did have the surgery to remove the cancer, but, and I'll quote her here, she needs to get a, quote, pair of fakers because additional surgeries are needed. She said they didn't, unfortunately, get everything. After we did the first surgery, they went through the material they took out, and there's still some left, so Mommy's going to have to go back and get chop chops, both tetas, but then I'll get some real nice fakers. She joked about how she'll wind up having 4 sets of breasts in her lifetime. The originals, these, then reduced, then a temp track. They're going to put in like temporary ones so I won't be flat, and then the final result, which I'm super stoked for. After this, I should be right as rain. I feel positive about it. It only took me, 9 days to come back after my surgery? Shane Gillis was on a Knicks podcast and said, yeah, the Knicks suck, dude. It's all good, though. You guys won a series. It's felt so good to have the Garden back, the mecca of basketball that has 0 bleeping rings. Knicks forward Josh Hart took to social media to respond to Shane Gillis saying, man, I like Shane Gillis. Now I gotta hate him. Vulture had somebody at Ellen's last show. They wrote the mood was lively outside Minneapolis' Orpheum Theater ahead of the comedian's final tour stop. A pair of religious protesters interrupted the pre-show buzz with some biblical stuff. One woman near the box office yelled, "You don't know crap," at a man in a t-shirt which read, "Repent or perish." Opener Tom Riles told the audience, "Tonight, you are all part of history. This is the last time Ellen will ever be on stage performing comedy again, and we're taping it for Netflix." Tom Riles, a former Ellen Show employee, didn't tell jokes. He spent the time apparently ushering the audience into a zone of Ellen, writes Vulture. Tom Riles told charming anecdotes about his boss, including one about her lobbying him to name his daughter Ellen. The audience was apparently raucous. One observational bit about how restaurant menus should feature a large print option for old people earned the kind of applause usually reserved for closers. Ellen joked about how she closed her show with "Be kind to one another" and said, had I ended my show by saying "Go F yourself," people would have been pleasantly surprised. Egyptian-American comedian and TV host Bassem Youssef has deactivated his Twitter account, citing safety concerns. Youssef said, anti-Semitism was an accusation that used to freeze the blood in people's veins. I see many people now realizing how this fear tactic is used to shut down conversations and scare people. It's been overused and abused in order to intimidate people. He later clarified in an Instagram post that he was not banned. He wrote, "No, my Twitter account wasn't taken down by X, and I don't wish to falsely victimize myself using this. When safety issues concerning my loved ones are alleviated, I might consider coming back. I wish to deal with this away from the media. I'll still be posting my content on TikTok, Insta, and Facebook." Punky Johnson talked to Entertainment Weekly about leaving Saturday Night Live and said, "It's a big decision. I feel like with me and SNL, it was a neutral thing. By February of last season, I was like, nope, I'm done. The season before that, I questioned it, and I talked to my team like, I really don't know if I belong at this job, so maybe I should step away. I told them super, super late, right after I found I'd get to go back, and they're like, Punky, you need a plan. You can't just quit your job. I never grew up in sketch. I never went to a sketch school. I didn't really feel like I fit, like it was in my zone. That show's for a different type of person. I'm crazy, more out of the box. I'm all over the place. That show is a structure." She said about Lorne Michaels, and the tone here is lovingly, "I think I drove him crazy to the point where he just started ignoring me. He's just like, get out of my face. I'd mess with him. My relationship with the show is still strong, and we just mutually understood that it wasn't my zone." Saturday Night Live, Season 50, September 28th, and that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, tell a friend about it. They might like it too. See you tomorrow.